Now that's more like it. All the training I did, I was expecting to be greedy about it, but I just know that the better I shoot it, the more of a story it becomes for Special Olympics. That's the pressure I'm putting on me, so myself. But that's pretty good. I feel good. I took a shower at 4 o'clock after I got done shooting, about 4:15, changed clothes, feel much better, ready to go. And I'm looking forward to visiting with Mary Davis, the CEO of Special Olympics. So we've got, it's 5 a.m. on the East Coast, or later actually, and Miss Davis is going to be joining us from Ireland. So we'll be back with you in a few minutes here, and we'll get ready to visit with Miss Davis. I'll be right there. I'm going over to the studio inside my garage that William put together, and get to visit with Miss Davis. All right, please give. We need you.
Back to you, Debbie, in the studio.
Yeah. How are you in two places at one time? Whew. Miss Davis is here. Awesome. I will. There she is.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Mary.
Well, I am in total awe with what you are achieving. My goodness. I mean, how you can sustain that over a 24-hour period is just unbelievable.
Well,
and congratulations. I really admire you. What a leader.
Oh,
what
gosh.
a role model.
You're so kind to say all those nice things, but honestly, it must be the luck of the Irish that you've been able to join me now, because that's the best I shot the entire time. I only missed 3.
Yeah, I just heard you say that, and that's amazing. Just to miss 3, wow. I mean, you are some pro, that's for sure.
You know,
and I hear you have Irish blood in you, Debbie, so maybe it is that look at the Irish.
I'm telling you that has everything to do with it. The mulligan in me is at the free throw line right now.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, Miss Mary Davis is the CEO of Special Olympics International, and she lives in Ireland and in DC, splitting her time with her family back and forth. So what time is it in Ireland right now?
It's morning time, so it's just coming up now to 10:15 a.m.
So you've already had your breakfast and your coffee, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, I've run 10 kilometers this morning and then got in and had breakfast and ready for you now, yeah.
Well,
and then I have a Skype call or a Zoom call with all my family.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how have you been able to lead Special Olympics through this most different and unique time that we face right now with COVID-19?
Well, pretty much like we're doing now, all in a virtual way. I mean, we have managed to repurpose a lot of our programming. It's about communication. So we have a weekly global webinar with all of our program CEOs and staff. And we invite our board members as well to participate. So that's a great way to stay in touch with everybody and to keep them up to date with the plans and activities that we're doing to encourage everybody through this very, very difficult time. And it is uneasy, and it's really the unknown factor that I think that is so scary for everybody. So we find the webinars are a great help, and just our athletes, of course, as you know from Frankie, are so resilient, they're so strong, they're leading the way for us, and they're finding ways to stay fit and healthy, and we're seeing that on YouTube and on all sorts of digital platforms, and it's really inspirational to see what they've been able to achieve throughout this time.
Mary, I'm a huge admirer of yours because I know you're a strong and powerful woman, and you lead a huge organization that is made up of volunteers and coaches and administrators and athletes. I mean, I've got a number here that's like 5 million athletes that participate in Special Olympics internationally. And it's just amazing to me that when I come across people that are involved in special education or in Special Olympics, they have a story and a reason why. What's your story, Mary?
Well, I've been involved in Special Olympics, Debbie, for over 40 years now. Got involved when I was teaching. I taught in a special school, and our founder, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, came to Ireland and said that we must start the program there. So, of course, we obeyed her. And we said, great. And of course, it was a wonderful opportunity because at that time, over 40 years ago, there was very little activity or sport opportunity for people with intellectual disability. So we welcomed the fact that we were going to have all these materials and resources from the US that were going to help all of us in Ireland to create an environment so that people with intellectual disability could be the best that they could be, and we could use the power of sport to achieve that. So that's really how I got started, and I continued to teach and be a volunteer for 10 years, and then I became the first director of Special Olympics Ireland. And then we went on to do lots of other things. We decided it would be great to bring the World Games to Ireland. So in 2003, the first time the Games came outside of the United States were to Ireland, and I was very privileged and fortunate to be the CEO of those Games. So a long history, Debbie, with Special Olympics, but I've learned so much from my involvement with Special Olympics, and more particularly from my involvement with the athletes of Special Olympics and their families.
I wish I could have met Eunice Kennedy Shriver. I did not get the opportunity to do so. What was she like? I want to know from someone who has spent time with her, and you know.
You remind me a little bit of her, because she was driven. She absolutely loved sport. She had great faith, and she believed in the possibilities of every human being. And she had learned so much from her own sister, Rosemary, and she had seen how she could be isolated and marginalized, and she wanted to ensure that she would do everything she could to provide opportunities for people with intellectual disabilities so that they could excel through sport. And because of her own and her family's huge love of sport, it seemed to her to be the ideal thing that would help people with intellectual disability. So she started those summer camps in her own back garden, and went on then to create this just phenomenal movement that, as you say, has over 5 million athletes and thousands of volunteers and coaches and family members and donors that are involved in 195 countries.
You have such a warm, galvanizing spirit about you, Mary. I feel like we're automatically connected right away, and I want to know, for my own edification and my own searching out for great communicators and great leaders, what is your leadership style? How do you lead your organization? Like some of the things that you use as tools every day to empower your people.
Well, I think, Debbie, it's really important to inspire people to lead the way in that sense. I'm also a great believer in teamwork, as I'm sure you are as well from your involvement in basketball, because we're only as good as the people around us and our team. So I try to encourage and to empower the team to like the athletes, to be the very best that they can be. And also I think it's important to communicate. And I felt that it was, as I said earlier, very important during this time of crisis to have a good communication plan with people. And I try to do that in my everyday work as well.
You mentioned team, and that's always one of my favorite words. I call, us Team Antonelli, and everybody has a role and everyone plays a part. And when you're a part of Team Antonelli, that means that you could be a teacher or a therapist, you could be a friend, you could be a neighbor, it could be somebody that engages or is interested or is willing to take a role in helping my 3 children be successful. And with Frankie, it takes sometimes a little bit more. And I love the concept of team. So I want to know from you, what are some of the attributes or aspects about team that you really find inspiring and allow you to do all the things that you do for these 5 million athletes for Special Olympics?
Yeah, well, yes, I approach team very like you approach Team Antonelli. And really, if you look at your own family, Debbie, you're a microcosm of the rest of the movement of Special Olympics. And yes, Frankie may learn a little bit different to his siblings, but nonetheless, with the proper supports and equity in place, he can achieve as much as anybody else. And you've seen that, and we see that every day in our athletes. So it's a matter of all of us working together to provide whatever the supports are to ensure that person can succeed and develop and be healthy and safe and productive members of the community or the parishes or the society in which they live. And our athletes can be as productive as anybody else if they're given the opportunity. I truly believe in an inclusive world and building that. We have what we call the inclusion revolution, and we just want to ensure that all the Frankies are given the best supports possible and opportunities in their lives so that they can grow and develop. And, they say it takes a parish to raise a child. And that's what team is.
I agree with you 100%. And we are in our situation right now. Frankie is a rising senior at Clemson in the Clemson Life program. So he is a full-time college student. It's not something that 20 years ago was available to families like ours, but it is a wonderful transitional program where he gets a wonderful skill set in transitional skills and holds a job, and he walks around campus with independence and confidence. And so we're at a point right now where we're really looking at what is next. So a job is next, and where is he going to live? And those options we never thought would be available to us, but those are real hard conversations to have, and it's pretty exciting because he's such a rock star. He can do so many things, and we're so excited about what's next. Do you see a lot of families like ours figuring out that next phase when you graduate from college and you have an opportunity to get into the workforce and be a contributing member of society?
Absolutely, and we in Special Olympics 100% support that, Debbie, and support families in whatever way that we can, and students to ensure that they can have an opportunity to be in the workplace. And why shouldn't they? I mean, we talk about diversity and diverse workplaces. Nobody ever thinks of people with intellectual disability. You think of other things, whether it's gender or ethnicity or whatever, but never think of people with intellectual disability. And what Special Olympics does through the power of sport and through our inclusive leadership program is prepare our athletes to take that next step into employment opportunities, and to encourage employers to see how vitally important it is for them to have that type of diversity in their workplace, and how that will enrich not just the company and the organization, but the employees who work there as well. So yeah, we work with agencies and groups like Source America and others to ensure that we can place athletes in employment. But our main focus is on ensuring that they have the skills so that they can participate fully in the workplace.
So Mary, this is our second year with 24 hours of nothing but net, and last year we raised $85,000, and we are already over $85,000 with still quite a bit of time left until we reach noon on the East Coast. We're pretty excited about what we've been able to do, and I want to know when and if you would ever decide you wanted to do this in Ireland. I hope you'll pick me, because I've never been there. My ancestors are from County Kerry, and I really want to come over there, and I love to play golf, so I would love to take in all that Ireland represents with my boys.
Ah, fantastic. Well, we would welcome you with open arms, your entire family. Love to meet you, Debbie, and your husband and the 3 boys, and Frankie as well. And I will take you on that game of golf.
Okay, I love it. Do you play a lot, Mary? Are you going to give us your handicap, or are you going to take my money when I get there?
No, I don't play as much as I'd like to, but I enjoy getting out in the fresh air and enjoy around. It's very social sport, and it's fun to do. And no, you'll have no problem taking the money from me, but that's okay. It's about being brave in the attempt, Debbie.
Yes, ma'am. That is exactly right. Well, Mary Davis, the CEO of Special Olympics International, it is quite an honor and a privilege that we would have you on here with us on this live stream. Our live stream has been absolutely incredible, and I think it's really helped us raise some additional funds, because we've had so many wonderful people like yourself that have come on and told us why inclusion is important, why diversity is important, and why people need to donate to Special Olympics to make a serious impact and difference on the athletes, certainly here in the state of South Carolina, and for families like mine.
Yeah, and they do a great job, Special Olympics South Carolina. Barry Coates and all the team there, they're just phenomenal. I had the joy to visit their programs and see their Unified Schools program in action, and it's just great to see the work that's been done there by so many volunteers like yourself, Debbie. So congratulations to you again on raising a phenomenal amount of money. I know that will help them greatly, particularly during this time of crisis, as they try to repurpose their programming to meet the needs of every athlete in their state. And congratulations to Frankie also, and on entering Clemson. What an achievement that is, and I wish him the very best of luck, and all of you, and look forward to welcoming you someday in Ireland.
I'm going to see you soon, Mary. I just have a feeling that you and I are going to connect very soon.
Great. I look forward to it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.